I think that all people should actually have their therapy lessons walking. I think that all therapy should be walking, like walking sessions. Did you really?
When I was a psychologist, I was a health psychologist, and I saw a lot of people with panic attacks, because I used to get terrible panic attacks, which of course was tied into the 1,000 grams of sugar I was eating and didn't even realize it, and not were exercising.
Lack of movement, yeah.
So I specialized in, and I had a lot of people with panic, and I would just say, let's get out and walk. And we would walk the whole session, and it was great. So,
it's a great way to process your emotions. And yeah. I think that anytime I start to get heated with my husband, I wish that he would just listen to me and like go for a few laps around the house, because I think that we would resolve the issue a lot better if we were in movement. Things are much better when you're in movement. There's data to show this, that trauma does not make its way up to the verbal centers of our brain so that we can even process it for months. And so, somebody dies or something terrible happens and you're trying to figure out how to sort it out and process it. Movement is the answer. Music and movement and art, but really movement will help your body actually process it from the brainstem and the, lizard centers of our brain up into the places where it's going to end up eventually, instead of it really getting trapped and taking over our amygdala and limbic system. If we could just move through it. And there's studies showing that if you go through a terrible breakup, you won't hardwire the trauma in so hard if you're a regular exerciser. Yeah. This is all, thankfully science is catching up with what you and I know and have known for a while. But, that brings up a point though. You said something, I don't know if people caught it listening. You started strength training, you said, during the pandemic and lockdowns. Is that right? So this is this is not that long ago.
Yeah. So I was always doing strength training, but I was doing it for the wrong reasons, and I wasn't doing it full out. And I was doing doing 12 reps, 3 sets. Okay, I'm done. And I wasn't doing enough of it to make a difference. So I might do it once a week, or I would, sometimes I would do like 1 set and I would just go around and do the machines, or, I wasn't seeing gains. I hadn't seen increases in muscle mass. It wasn't until I got serious when I was 70. And I started with push-ups, and I'm going to do a good push-up to the floor and see, I'm going to start with 1 and how many can I get? And and just did that repeatedly. There was one day during the lockdown, I think I did 300 push-ups that day.
Oh my gosh.
And then I do, but I do have a yoga routine that has some strength training involved in it as well. And side planks. And I've always done things for balance and for flexibility, and just trying to put the whole thing together.
I love it. We need to get a fitness program out of you one of these days. I think the world needs it. Can I ask you one question before we close up? The pushback I get often from people, they ask me, what weight do you, when they see my workouts, if I post it online, what weight are you using there? And what's heavy? What does heavy mean? And I'm like, heavy for you is not the same as heavy for me. It's not the same heavy as for Sandra. It's not the same as heavy for my husband. What does that mean to you? And how would you explain it to people? Because it varies, right? It's individualized.
Yeah. For me, I want to be able to do 1 rep and not be able to do it to failure, where this is so heavy, I cannot do it anymore. And so what I have learned is to do that less is more, because I used to automatically do 12. And 12, and then, okay, I got to 12. Okay, now I'll go on to the next exercise. Now I do 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 sets of 4. And they're so heavy. And then at the last part of it, let's say it's a chest press. And I will say, okay, what can I do where I'm like, I can't do anymore? So for example, on the chest press at the gym, where it's got the big bar, and I don't do that by myself. And that's one of the, you really want to know, you want to be prudent. And unless you are really confident with the equipment, you can get injured. So you have a spotter, a trainer, somebody who knows what they're doing. So and that was a big thing. Like, he is there and he said, Sandy, I'm not going to, I said, I'm not going to let this weight crush you.
Yeah, we're not going to let you get hurt.
Come down on your chest. I've got you. I'm spotting you. You're safe. That was all I needed. And a little cue like tighten your butt. pull in your abs,
Yeah.
press down on your heels as you're lying on this bench. Okay, so then I was able to do 70 pounds, which for me, okay, that's good. And then the next time I can maybe do 2 sets of 70 pounds and go up to 3. On the deadlift, I've gotten up to 120. But I don't do the bar. I do the hex bar.
Yeah,
because I think that's
what I
where
do.
you're standing inside. And then, so I want to be able to do 1 at the heaviest weight. So I keep telling him, I want to go more, because that's what he'll tend to like. Do you want to stay at this weight? No, let's try the next weight up. Same thing with this leg press. And I'm on the one where you put on the plates and you're kind of lying semi-prone. So I'm up to 480. And I said, okay, next time we're going to go for 500. I want to set a record. And this gym doesn't allow filming. I said, you damn better film me. I don't care about their filming policy. I weigh 88 pounds. If I'm 88 pounds at 74 years old and I can push 500 pounds, I have to film this. So,
yeah.
But it's like keeping saying, it's this curiosity that's key with this. I wonder if I can lift heavy. So, if I'm doing a hammer curl, okay, I know I can do 10, 12 pounds. Okay, what would happen if I went to 15? Okay, wow, I can do, 1 or 2. So it's keeping to push yourself. And that's where I see as critical in everything, in whatever you're doing, to push yourself to say, yes, I can imagine myself doing this. What do I need to get there? Maybe not today, but I will eventually reach it. Like, I want to be able to do a full pull-up. I may never get there, but that's my goal. And I accept successive approximations to that goal. Like, yes, I got a millimeter higher in getting there today.
I love this attitude. I love it. So heavy for you is what is most challenging for you.
Yeah.
And that is not the same as everybody else's. And then you keep curiosity going. So it's because it's addictive, right? When you do it, you're like, oh, I nailed that. What can I do next safely? And then I really love what you just said was approximations of success, like just the baby steps.
Yeah. And women are not challenging themselves. The ones, and I admire them, at least they're in the weight room area. People seem to love the hip abductor, where you put in your opening and closing your legs and they sit on there. And so I was waiting to use that machine. We're not with my trainer. I just do those. It was like kind of fun exercises. And it was, so I got on the equipment right after she left. So she's sitting there and her legs are going in and out. She's on her phone and she's like texting. And so she's like not even paying attention to what she's doing. She's not breathing. She might as well just be at home, doing her texting. And so I got on there and she had like 20 pounds. I said, this was a much younger woman. She looked in shape, but like, why are you wasting your time? And I put like 150 pounds more on it, because I wanted to challenge you.